Greetings and salutations, gamers and e-girls. This is the LowerBitrate Podcast, episode number 64. Almost a senior
Welcome.
citizen.
Yeah, what are we going to do for episode 69?
I didn't consider this.
I just thought of it, but I'm 13, so.
Okay. I'm just trapped.
All right. We'll talk about it. I want to do something. I don't know.
Funny how episode 69 is more important than 50 or 100.
Yeah, it is. It's gamer culture. Come on. I was going to say, what should we do for episode 420, but we got some time to figure that one out.
Yeah, put a plug on that one. I don't even know if the planet's going to exist.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Well, my thought for episode 69 was to do some sort of giveaway, but I'm like, oh my God, then everyone will know how immature I am. But
Gamer butt plugs.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm just spitballing ideas. No pun intended.
Aren't those joysticks?
Hey?
I don't know. Didn't make sense.
Well, thank you for listening, wherever you're listening. If you are new or returning and need a reminder, we have a website. It's called LowerBitrate.com. There, you can find all our social links to the Discord where we do movie night. This past week, we watched Mad Max Fury Road. Next Monday, I will tell you the date right now, the 15th. The 15th, we're going to be watching Monster Hunter. Join us. It's a fun time.
Join us if you've played the game. Apparently, it's a lot like that.
Yeah. Anyway, how was your week?
Oh, my week was a bit tough, as usual. Just a bit. But I'm no longer in like uber recovery from my neck procedures, so that's been nice. But good news is I am halfway vaccinated. Almost got all my shots. So I'm excited about that. That'll just be a load off my back once I finish that, which will be in a few weeks, several weeks. But yeah, so that's some good news. I've been playing Animal Crossing again. That's been fun, picking that back up. And I watched Coming to America. Oh my God, I hope my mom doesn't listen to this podcast. Here's the review. My mom loved it. So if you love movies like my mom loves, then you'll love it.
I think my mom saw it too. I haven't seen it yet because I'm too lazy. But from what I understand, she saw it with my uncle and my aunt. Mm-hmm. 3 boomers. And it was full chock of boomer humor, apparently. Like old references from the first movie with like boomer actors and shit. So maybe.
Yep. The writing was bad. I turned it off. Like, I never do that with movies. I just was bored. But my mom loved it. She was like, it was all about a family. And I was like, yeah, but it wasn't entertaining, but she loved it. So if you find family-friendly films appealing to your eyeballs, then give it a watch. But if you're looking for a comedy, do not watch Eddie Murphy's new movie. Anyway, shots fired. I've been watching a show called Miracle Workers, and I know I've mentioned this before, but now I'm on season 2, which it's based just on short stories now instead of the first season, which was like one cohesive story. This is just there's a common theme for the season, but it's just episode to episode, a different little story. And it's funny. Like, I think people should watch it. It reminds me a bit of The Good Place. just kind of how self-aware it is, but how good the jokes land. So I'd recommend it. Miracle Workers on HBO. It has Harry Potter in it and Steve Buscemi. Obviously other people too, but those are the two names, the names I recognize going into it, I suppose. But I've been liking watching that. How about you? How was your week?
Meh. One highlight is I got a VR headset.
True.
I played Beat Saber. Actually, I paid $32 for Beat Saber. That game never goes on sale. Ever. But it took me I need a little bit more space.
Yeah.
In the room. Beat Saber is a little bit different because I could just, stand there, but some of the other stuff that I was trying to play was, getting dangerously close to, me Wiimoting something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it can happen. Like, it will happen. You lose yourself in there, and you lose totally your spatial awareness because you can't see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been I want to say 4 years since I've tried a VR headset. I had the original HTC Vive. I can't really tell the difference. It's cool though. Playing Beat Saber out of shape, to say the least. But I'm gonna keep playing it. I just get a little dizzy after a while.
Take a break.
Yeah, and sweating on that headset is disgusting, to say the least. Other than that, still
nothing like foam. Foam on your sweaty brow.
Yeah. Other than that, still playing Path of Exile. I hit 100 again. Never want to do that again. What else? I think that's it, really. I mean, not much gaming other than that. Not much show watching other than WandaVision. We're going to be talking about episode 9 shortly. A little bit of a downtime, like maybe 2 weeks downtime until we get the next show.
So you didn't try any other VR games? No Man's Sky or anything like that?
Actually, No Man's Sky is one of them. I'm just a little afraid to do that. I need more space. So the plan is to get a a more shallow desk, I guess is the word I'm looking for. My desk is too big.
Too thick?
Too thick or long, whatever you want to call it. Probably thick. But yeah, I haven't really. Beat Saber is kind of like where I'm at now. And I have to make sure that the dog is not around me because he likes to.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, it has a cool feature where you can double tap and see your surroundings through a really, really shitty camera. Yeah, I need it needs more tinkering. It's very finicky. Very finicky. It was telling me that the headset wasn't connected, and then it didn't have a video signal. Then I had to switch USB ports fucking 8 times. The controller had corrosion in it from the battery.
Oh geez, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's normal. It's normal. It happens. So I had to make some a rare commodity these days, alcohol, and rub it down with a Q-tip, and then that fixed that. And then sometimes the controllers don't want to track, and apparently you need to have a fucking floodlight in your room for it to track. Because I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing it is because my right controller was not tracking correctly, and I wasn't playing the base Beat Saber games. I figured out how to mod it and get more tracks into it, custom tracks or whatever. And those are inherently a little bit more difficult because nobody's gonna put a baby track in there, right?
They should have like fat kid version of Beat Saber.
Nah, I don't want to be. I don't want to be lazy. I want to play how the game was intended. But
Like a ninja.
yeah.
So, any other household members try it?
No,
Just you. Okay.
just me. If I do I mean, I technically could put it in the living room if I could source a graphics card. However, that is difficult to say the least to do. And I don't want to spend, an absurd amount of money on a graphics card that is going to be used for VR. It is really difficult. I was kind of like second guessing the purchase of the 3080 PC, but then I looked and 3080s are going for 3 times as much money.
Yeah.
As what they're worth. So I essentially paid close to what they're worth on the secondary market for an entire PC. And
well done.
one of those PCs hasn't come in. The one I bought from Micro Center has not come back in stock from what I've seen. So money well spent. My intuition was correct. And yeah, I mean, it seems like, it's been a year almost, or very close to a year. By the time you're listening to this, it's been a year since the whole COVID pandemic started. And it seems like things are, rounding a corner. You are, I want to say, the 4th or 5th person that I know personally that has gotten at least one of their vaccine shots.
Mm-hmm.
Things are starting to open. Some places are starting slower than others. Looking at you, Texas. But yeah, I ate in a restaurant this week, just off a whim. I needed to eat. It was like eat or pass out. That was fucking weird.
What's that like in New York?
Well, it was at a pizza spot, so it wasn't like I wasn't eating fucking filet mignon. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
because that's what Texans like to do down here. They like to yeehaw over to their favorite steakhouse and just sit and eat. So
yeah, no yeehaws were had, but
so that's to go anyway. I mean, that's what our state has been running on.
yeah, I mean, it was a little bit chilly, so I didn't want to eat outside like a caveman like I've been doing before. And they opened up indoor dining, and everybody was like spaced out. The people that weren't eating had their mask on, which was, A1. I really like that. But if you were eating, can't stuff a greasy pizza in your KN95. I mean, you can, but.
So a big relief for me is my mom and my dad were able to get fully vaccinated because he's like super sick. But and she's his caretaker, so it was able to work out. Where it was like doesn't make sense for one of them to get it. So anyway, I'm really glad that they were able to get their shots. So I'm gonna meet my mom for lunch, but we're not gonna like hug or take off our masks or anything, but we're gonna go pick up food to go and then just like eat outside separated like we have. But I've been calling ahead. I've had to start doing that, like anywhere I want to go eat, because I'm not going to eat at a place that doesn't require masks, because that means the employees are probably not wearing masks back behind the scenes either. Like I want my food prepared by people wearing masks. Yeah. It's just weird. That's the state of Texas is now calling. And I was like, I don't care who's upset or not. Like, it's my health and it's my mom's health. Like, gonna be making phone calls.
So one final thing about this, and I'll end my week off with this. It's very difficult to get a vaccine. It might be a little bit easier to get one now that we have the Johnson & Johnson one that is popping up. But there is a free tool that you can utilize that is available to everyone.
Is it internationally or is it just domestic?
I think it's domestically. I'm not entirely sure. I could pretty much bank on it being, in the United States. You could try it out, see if it works. I don't know. It doesn't really. It doesn't. It says that you need a zip code, so I would assume that it's in the United States only.
Okay.
So there's a website where if you are interested in getting the vaccine, which I highly suggest you should to protect yourself and your family, it is called Hi Dr. B. Hi meaning like hello, but you're lazy. You want to type hi. HIDRB.com. This is where you'll be able to sign up for impromptu vaccine appointments, meaning AKA these shits are about to expire, and instead of it going in the trash, you can go get an appointment. So I'll drop a link into the little description thing if you are interested in that. And that's pretty much it. So
yeah, that's really helpful. Stay safe, everybody.
Yeah. So
everyone, wear a mask, even if you've been vaccinated. I don't find that as an excuse. Oh, I've been vaccinated, I'm not going to wear a mask. That's so rude. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, it's been over a month since I've had my second shot, and I still wear a mask.
Yes.
You just don't want to be that guy.
Well, there is a new circumstance where you can be that guy, and that's with a small gathering of vaccinated people. The CDC released new guidelines. So if this whole gathering, small group, has been vaccinated, then no one needs to wear masks. And I was like, cool, no shit. Like, I hope that's how it works.
Yeah.
Just like, polio or smallpox.
Yeah, I'm just a little tired of this shit. I've pretty much, I figured in the very beginning that it would be 2 months. And it's been an entire year.
I knew it would be a long time.
I underestimated people's stupidity.
So I watched Contagion right as this was beginning. And yeah, it's been a lot like that. Took them like a year and a half to get a vaccine, though. So I was like, this is a documentary.
Real life.
Started in a similar way, too, where someone was careless with what they ate, and it started a whole epidemic.
So, happy Mario Day, March 10th.
Yay.
Happy belated Mario Day, since it's going to be the 12th when you're, listening to this. There's some Mario deals going on.
So, do share.
Yeah, I've seen some on like Target and Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
I instructed the girlfriend to get Luigi's Mansion 3. Glued to the screen.
Do you play Luigi for her?
I know, she just got it. But yeah, these games are on sale. Most of the new ones are not on sale, like Super Mario 3D All-Stars is not on sale. What I've seen, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is not on sale. And obviously, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is not on sale. But most of the older ones are on sale, like Super Mario Maker 2, Super Mario Party, which is a good party game you could play.
Mm-hmm.
Odyssey is kind of like $10 off, but it hasn't reached that under $40 threshold. But that's not the cheapest I've seen this game. I've seen this game for $30. I purchased it for my brother for $30.
Wow.
Black Friday 2 years ago. So yeah, kind of hit or miss. I don't know. Just look around for some deals. There's some deals to be had, especially for some of the good Mario games. Most of them are really decent. The one that I noticed that doesn't really go on sale at all, which most people have anyway, is Mario Kart. I don't know why.
Yeah, the Infinite one, not a great game.
Which one? What do you mean?
Mario
With
Kart
the
Infinite.
yeah. That's 8. That's an 8, but okay. What do you mean? It's an infinite.
I don't know. Mario Kart 8. Sure. My dyslexic brain could have sworn it was horizontal. It's like Berenstain Bears. I don't know. We'll never know.
Okay. That's Mario Day. So you explained you're getting back into Animal Crossing.
Yes,
Talk about it.
because there was a Nintendo update. I don't know why, maybe for March 10th. But you can buy outfits, you can dresses, and they're pretty good outfits too because they include the mustaches and the shoes. So you get not just in the past week, you get like a Mario hat. You can get like a whole Luigi outfit. Of course, can you guess which one I bought?
Luigi?
No,
Wa- Waluigi?
Wario. No,
Wario.
there's no Waluigi. That's right, but there is Wario, and he looks really funny. I even changed my like hairstyle and stuff. It was just Wario running around on my island, doing the wah emote.
Wait, there's a wah emote?
Well, there's like the crying emote. So it's like he's like doing his wah. Come on, have a little imagination here.
Today I
I'm
learned
happy.
wah
Oh, go
is a
ahead.
verb.
It can be used as a verb if you're one of the Mario brothers.
To wah or not to wah? So are you enjoying it? Like, what are the vibrationals about it?
I like it because I like the new items. Like I have a little Mario room now with a like it to. Is that how I see it? Forget. Anyway, it's the guy that floats in the cloud with the fishing line. His cloud. I have one of those. In a rug, and then I have a Yoshi's egg rug, and then the mural that they give you, the mushroom mural for your. It's a wallpaper. I don't know why it's called a mural, but it's dynamic. It's animated, which is pretty cool. I don't have many or any that I can think of animated wallpaper, except for that lab one. Maybe the server one, actually. But anyway, it's much fewer and far between than the floors that are dynamic. But I like it. Kind of, I don't know. I'm not super creative. I'm not like Mario Maker over here. I'm not going to like build a series of warp tunnels. I definitely want to visit friends' islands and see what they've done with it. I did buy one warp tunnel and I put it near my house and then I put it like across the island. I was like, subway. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Still picking flowers, you know. Thankfully your girlfriend offered to help and that was really nice. Still working on it. She was like, yeah, these are out of control. Or she said like, oh, make sure you try to contain them because even though I keep like digging them up, I haven't gotten all of them. So they keep spreading anyway. So she's like, try to keep them contained. And I was like, you're telling me. It's really out of control. My weeds have started growing flowers. I thought that I had created a new crossbreed. Nope, that's just flowering weeds. I didn't know that was a thing. Really lazy Animal Crossing player, just in it for the aesthetics. Still stressed about flowers. Well, I would recommend it. Like if you haven't picked up Animal Crossing in a while, pick it up, try it out. It's fun. You can the Princess Peach one is pretty cool. You can get her crown and her dress and even some like red toad shoes. I didn't know those were the shoes she wore. So, I got a mushroom platform and like a fire flower and some power up stars, all sorts of things you can get and just make your island have a cool theme. I don't know if you can put those items in your house. I forgot to check, like the superstar, things like that. So, yeah, try it. Have you tried it?
No,
Are you going to try it?
probably not.
Why not? Don't you want to run around as like Luigi or Princess Peach?
I've had zero want to play Animal Crossing. It's because of the like existential dread of what I need to do, like move houses, 4 inches because they look out of sync. I just can't deal with it. If it's not like symmetrical, you know what I mean? It just drives me fucking nuts. So, no. And then I have like a whole half of an island that I have no idea what to do with. Because my island, I split it down in the middle with like a river. Well, technically, I don't know if that's considered ocean or a river. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because it goes, you have like 2 or 3, like water spouts that go to the ocean, right? So that one is connected to the ocean and the river. So who fucking knows?
I get confused too because I really created like a weird series of ponds, not like flowing fresh water. So I don't think I can catch any like freshwater fish. It's just like pond.
I think you have to go to the sides of the island for that.
I have no idea.
Me either. I don't know. I have the
Let's
mental
ask
capacity.
your girlfriend. She knows.
Is the expert. She has turned into the expert, which has made me proud.
So proud.
The sweat has rubbed off. So a little bit of exciting news. Animal Crossing, would you say that it's having a resurgence in popularity, like in like mainstream? Like there's a whole bunch of shit coming out for it now?
Yeah, maybe because the year anniversary is coming around. And people are still picking up this game, such as your girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, I'm reluctant to say this. I know I'm going to ruin a few wallets with this.
Yes. Yep. Go ahead. Just say it.
Animal Crossing is having a collaboration with Build-A-Bear. So
cue fangirl screaming.
Yes. No details have come out about it.
No pictures.
I think this was like fairly recently, right? Maybe within the last like 24, 48 hours. So we really don't know anything. It's dangerously close to the 1-year anniversary. I think the game came out last year on the 22nd. Or something like that. The 20th. Came out on the 20th of last year. I know because I received the Switch on the 13th. So, yeah, we'll see. This is going to be pricey. Build-A-Bear shit is not cheap.
No.
But it will be cool.
It's the price of like a very nice plush. Because I was looking at them because they had Star Wars stuff. They had a child doll. But you can get it for under $50. But yeah, I guess that is pricey. Like it's not going to be like $12 each or anything. So if you get more than one, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
They're definitely... Who are they going to have? They're definitely going to have Tom Nook, Isabel.
The two... Timmy and... What's his other name?
You really think they'll have Timmy and Tommy?
I think so. I've actually seen... like the Alibaba type plushies of those two, and they're pretty cool.
If they have a Celeste, I might... fuck. But like, what villagers? Like,
The popular ones, like
all really?
Lucky.
Like, how many?
There's a few of them that are like, T1 villagers. There has to be a villager tier list somewhere. Has to be.
The OGs that have carried over.
Yeah.
Like Ribbit or Mary.
Isn't Ribbit's the robot frog?
Oh, I thought that was the cute frog.
It might be the cute frog. I don't remember. Ribbit. Let's see.
Well, it's definitely not
It's
going to be the
Ribbot.
robot. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be the Ribbot. I think it'll be Ribbit. No.
They could pull this off. I think so.
Oh, you know why I kept looking at Build-A-Bear too is because they have really cute Pokemon things.
Yeah, their licensed stuff is pretty expensive though. Like,
okay,
just looking at the Pokemon stuff, like the Snubble bundle, which comes with like a card, something else.
You don't need that. All you like, come on.
There's a Mew here that I'm tempted to buy.
There's a Mew?
Mew, yeah, MEW.
I thought the Pikachu was cute because you could put him in a little Pokemon hoodie. Little Pokeball hoodie.
Yeah, this thing is $60.
Right, but that's like for a thing that doesn't it like record your voice or some shit? I don't know. Just excessive shit.
Well, do you think this is going to be like a 1-year anniversary thing, or they're just like hyping out for, next month or something like that?
Maybe it is to celebrate the 1-year anniversary, but maybe they don't need a reason to hype it up. But yes, perhaps I'm sure it's been years in the making, them designing it and then producing these. So yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I hope they stick to the good designs. Like, I didn't like the child design. And then the bears, you can have like a Darth Vader bear. And I was just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, the child design is not.
It's creepy.
He just doesn't translate well to like plushie. Like his head doesn't translate well. Like his texture is like all different. He looks very different. Like he is suffering from, swollen lymph nodes or something.
Yeah. It's like, is this Yoda or the child? Come on, guys.
Get it together.
Can't tell the difference.
This is gonna be cool though. I can commit to getting one. Which one? I don't know, because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we'll find out. If you could pick one to get, you to design one, who would it be?
If I could pick one, probably. That is a tough question.
Blathers.
I was gonna say Blathers, but fuck Blathers. A sloth. Leaf.
All right.
He would be, or possibly Mabel.
Mabel is.
She's the blue hedgehog, or her sister, the burgundy one, not the one in the back doing the sweatshop work.
Oh, I forgot about Sable and Mabel and Table. No, what's the other one's name?
I think her name is Label. She's the one that sells the high-end fashion or whatever.
They pretty much named the third one Table, and then they wonder why she has emotional problems.
Yikes. So we were ready to talk about TV, movies, and stuff?
Okay. Let's jump in.
Gentle reminder.
Yeah, go ahead.
LowerBitrate.com is where you'll be able to find the Discord link. Every Monday, we watch a movie. It is entirely free to you. You don't have to pay anything. i.e., Mulan. I'm still angry about it. The next movie we're going to watch is Monster Hunter. The movie we watched this week is Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Okay. Completely fucking unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
The movie theaters are opening up at 25% capacity. Apparently in Texas they've been open, so LOL.
LOL.
Would you consider going back to the movies? Because
Nah.
there's obviously like no new movies coming out, not like every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. If they were showing something, and I had this idea of like, what are they going to do in IMAX? There's very few films that come out in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
What if they started showing older ones? Like, I've long mentioned that watching Inception, Interstellar, Mad Max Fury Road, the movie we're going to be talking about shortly, in IMAX were experiences that I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
And if they could bring those back, I would gladly pay
Really?
to go to the movie. Yeah, of course.
You think it would hold up like The Dark Knight in
Yeah.
IMAX, like seeing that after now you've seen so many other things? Because
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
like
so.
the first one.
See, I like going to the Alamo Draft House when they start showing like older films.
Okay.
So to relive that, but Alamo Draft House they only show like 70 millimeter or 35 millimeter film. Like they don't show IMAX films. At least the ones by me don't. The Alamo
No.
Draft House isn't big enough, or the
Right.
ones by me aren't big enough.
No.
So
Even the Texas ones are, well, that I've been to.
so yeah, if AMC or Regal or whoever else survives decides to show IMAX films and stuff that I haven't seen before, I would definitely go. Especially now because it's only going to be 25% capacity.
That's true. Less
And
people to bother me.
yeah.
I get distracted so easily.
And I know of people who have been to the movie theaters since the reopening of it. The ones
Mm-hmm.
by me haven't really opened because I'm pretty sure they lost 100% of their staff. And, they moved on. They're not going to wait a year to get hired by, a
No,
movie
they can't
theater.
afford to.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's taken them a little bit longer to, start back up. Understandable. But the feedback that I've heard going to the movies for the ones that have opened has been relatively positive.
You think maybe they cleaned up their act a little bit? They were like, whoa, we're dispensable.
Yeah,
Just like they
apparently,
said.
most of the people who are going to movies are moviegoers because there's really nothing to watch. It's like older shit.
Well, I think there will be stuff to watch because, like, what is this Oscar season going to look like? Like, it's going to be all films that, like, most people haven't seen, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be things that mostly like Disney, Apple TV stuff, shit like that. HBO, Netflix. Yeah, that is a good question.
Mm.
Has the Oscars been announced or no?
I don't know. I haven't been following.
What would that be considered? Oscars 2021? 21?
No, 2020.
Oscars 2020. 2021.
Oh,
So,
you're right, because it will be covering 2020.
yeah. Apparently it's scheduled for April 25th, 2021. So they've taken an extra 3 months to figure out what the fuck is going on. And it says any film released between January 1st, 2020 and February 28th, 2021 is eligible for this year's Oscars. Usually, it's January. There's a December cutoff I'm not mistaken, every year. Huh.
Just something to consider. I mean, I'm interested. Definitely will pay attention to the films. Maybe some in there I haven't seen that I'm also, since the win of Parasite, who knows what's possible.
I'm looking at the short list for some of the categories. Okay, so
Tenet
this
on there?
Tenet, from the one I've seen, no, it would probably be. Okay, so music original score. The short list is Ammonite, Blizzard of Souls, The Five Bloods, The Invisible Man, Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey, A Life Ahead, The Little Things, Mank, The Midnight Sky, Minari, Mulan. Get that fucking movie out of here. News of the World.
What? Little Things in Mulan? Hello? What?
This is the short list. I think this is what's like people are saying
Oh.
what's eligible for it. I don't know if it'll make the final cut. Soul, Tenet, and The Trial of Chicago 7. Some of these movies I've never even heard of.
Yeah, like the Blizzard of Storms one, but that Minari movie, we gotta watch that.
Okay, we can put it on the list.
Has Steve Yeun in it.
Yeah, we were talking about this recently, right?
Yeah, I have it on the list.
Okay. After what's this movie? Monster Hunter, we can watch this one.
Monster Hunter also nominated.
Is it?
No.
LOL. Anyway. Yeah.
When a video game movie wins, LOL. Sorry.
That'll be the day. So, Mad Max Fury Road, thoughts and prayers. What do you think?
Well, I love this movie. I forgot how much I love this movie. Deserves a rewatch if you haven't watched it in a while. Oh, it's so great. Just one that keeps me glued to the screen. But yeah, I really love it. I love the cinematography. I love the editing because it's edited like it's a ballet, like a dance. And I don't feel like the violence is excessive. It was more of the environment and the storytelling, you know, that is like macabre and over the top, and just how extreme the cars are and the costumes. It's all just beautiful. And it's really, I think this movie, you know, like if you stop and say, like, what's this movie about? People will be like, water. But this movie can be about a lot of things. That's why I really like it. Because it does hit on, I don't know, even some like social justice issues. I love it. It's amazing. Charlize Theron is amazing. So is Tom Hardy as this, like, you know, desert wanderer that's losing his mind. I really hope they can do another one. I hope COVID hasn't messed it all up, but I would love to see another one from just repeat it. I don't care. Just remake it with all the same people. I would watch it. The stunts too. Oh my God. The stunts are different because so little of it is CGI. Like they really had those cars out in the desert doing these stunts, and they really had those, you know, the guys that have the pole swaying that like swing back and forth.
Yeah.
Those were real stunts. Like they did that with the cars moving. So I just think that's really cool. Like if you ever have a chance to watch the making of Fury Road, you should watch it. It's really interesting how they made this movie.
Yeah, George Miller is a fantastic filmmaker. Like everything about this film is damn near perfect. Damn near perfect.
I agree.
It curbs the traditional, you know, action hero, main hero guy, saves the girl, wins the girl type, you know, I guess like not plot hole, like plot device.
Trope.
Plot trope. Yeah, it just works here. And they made Furiosa so badass. In real life, Tom Hardy is shorter than Charlize Theron. She's 5'10", 5'11", or something like
Yeah.
that. And, Bane is 5'8". So normally in filmmaking, they make the main actor taller. Case in point, fuck is his name? Michael Keaton in Batman. He was shorter. Who played the
Catwoman?
no, the other one?
Poison Ivy?
Maybe? We're talking about the
Michael
1989
Tim Burton or Michael Keaton?
Kim Basinger.
Are you talking about Kim Basinger?
Yeah. Basinger. Her. She is, I think, taller than
She's a
him with
model.
heels. Yeah. She's definitely taller than him with heels. So they made her tower, or made him tower over her as, Bruce Wayne. But yeah, the colors in this film, like the dryness of the desert, and then when they get further down, and then the color hue just shifts to like blue and then darks. It's just a beautiful
I forgot
film.
about that. Yes, I forgot about when they went through what Charlize Theron didn't recognize as her homeland, just where the soil had turned really sour.
Yeah.
And I forgot how beautiful that is. How I had never seen nighttime shot like that before.
Yeah.
Just what would a world be like? Like, how do you shoot in pitch blackness? There's no electricity. There's nothing around causing light pollution. You'd just be out in the desert in pitch blackness. What would that look like?
Yeah. I mean,
Because your eyes would adjust. I just love that. I'm sorry to go on but it wouldn't be like Blair Witch, right? Where you're like, there's flashlights everywhere and you just see pitch blackness beyond your hands. But your eyes would adjust in pitch blackness, and just really curious, like what you'd be able to see or what the world would look like post-apocalyptic and just forever night.
Yeah. I think it was insinuated that was the moon, right? Like the moon still exists in this like post-apocalyptic like nuclear war land.
You didn't ever see it though.
Right. That's what I love about it.
Probably because the sky is like polluted out, but I liked how they made the world seem endless. Like WandaVision is so contained, and I think that's intentional. It's just this tight little Tupperware of a show. But this world, they do such a good job of being like, there's nothing but desert. Just like when you watch Waterworld, you're like, there's nothing but water. Another great film. Just kidding.
Yeah. So in Mad Max Fury Road, the story is given to you in bits and pieces, and you're supposed to like take what you will from like most of it, right? Like we don't know by Immortanjo.
There's not like Immortanjo. Yeah.
Immortanjo? Yeah. Like we know he controls water. We know half of the people have like cancer or some form of it, right?
Right.
That's what one of the characters Nux had. I think is what was it? Benny and Lenny or something?
Larry and Barry.
Larry and Barry were two cancer lumps on him.
He's like, this will get me if Larry and Barry don't first. And one of the brides is like, who's Larry and Barry? And he shows and he's got smiley faces on his tumors.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's just own it, Way to go.
Yeah. The use of practical, like the entirety of the movie being practical like makeup, effects, stunts, props, very little to no CG in the entire film. That's unheard of.
It was just so realistic. Like it just presented as like a realistic thing. Like the costumes were very Like, what would you picture for a water war post water war world? Like, where everything is just desert and sand. I think people would dress like that. Like, if they were just nomads on the road most of the time, like, what would they look like? They would look like leather, just dusty and dirty all the time. There's nothing clean in this movie. And then that moment, she means business. You're like, oh, it's business time. When Furiosa reaches down to her her steering column and wipes the grease onto her hand and then just like paints it across the top of her face. I was like, oh, it's on now.
Yeah. And then the music being intertwined with the story, that is so fucking badass. And the moments like that where, you hear the music and it's like, it's affecting the movie. Like it's not something that's being delivered to you by some editor. It's in what's happening.
Yeah.
Very immersive, very cool.
Just like, it's like, oh, we need some rock and roll for this scene. Okay, well, we're going to have a rock and roll truck.
Right.
And then, oh, we need some more drums. Okay, then the drummer truck is going to go by. And then we're going to take those drums and we're going to overlay it with Tom Hardy kicking his way down the main rig so that every kick, you're like, your heart starts beating with it. It's really cool. I just haven't seen action done like this before.
No, it's very Godfather-esque, but for action films. Like, this is a nearly perfect movie. Nearly perfect.
Yeah, it's very good. Anything in mind that you would change?
I don't know. It was some of the dialogue between, the brides or the wives, I could have done without. There was a little bit of like downtime of, like fixing shit, which kind of just took me out of it a little bit.
But you had to hear the story of the war boys, because that was why they ran, was they didn't want their children to become war boys.
I don't think it was that though. It was warlords. Like, the whole point, he was looking for a son, right? Like a successor, because Immortan Joe was dying.
No, they were called breeders. Every son became a war boy, daughters became breeders. And he lost not all daughters. They were the milk farm is what I guess I would expect. But he lost his favorite breeders, aka the brides.
Maybe. I don't know.
We wouldn't have learned anything about the war boys if we hadn't had those downtimes with the redhead talking to Nux.
So, okay. From what I gathered, Immortan Joe has 2 or 3 children, right? Rictus Erectus, which is the big buff guy, right? Remember, he's like, I had a baby brother and he was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Physically strong, real fucking dumb though. And then you have Corpus Colossus, which was the dwarf son that was chilling by, the entrance. Smart-ish is a dwarf, not physically strong. And then there was another one called I think he's in the video game. He's not in the movie. I'm not going to count him, but I think he was trying to find a kid or have a baby that was, a combination of both, like physically strong, like a successor, because he, Immortan Joe has a shelf life like everybody else. I don't know. Have you read anything like that explains like the lore of the movie?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Like in what sense?
Like that explains like, you know, what he wanted. Like, can you say that? Can you say that all of them were his daughters? All the women, like with confidence.
No.
All right, so yeah, I don't know. Who knows? It's ambiguous.
It is. That's why I was like, what is this movie really about?
That's why it doesn't really have a story. It just has like a plot line. Like there's a problem that's happening. There's not
Right.
really like a like the
It's just
journey has a
simple.
beginning, middle, and end. But
It's a simple story in my mind where Immortan Joe, the bad guy, the reason why he's in control is because he controls the water. There was a water war, and the earth fought over it. So now there's this one water lord that controls the people by controlling the water. There's other factions out there. Like there was like Bullet Town and Gasoline Town. So they have to like go raid these other places to get what they need. So I guess there are other warlords, but he who controls the water is the most powerful. The way he maintains his power is he just breeds, the people he needs to run his operation. So then he loses his favorite brides, he calls them, and Furiosa. But something that's mentioned is she's done this before. Did you hear that? I didn't pick up on that until the second watch. He was like, not again. Like, so I don't know. That made me think that she's done this before.
or tried to escape. I think she tried to escape, but she wasn't a war rig driver.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like, you know, earned his loyalty over the years and then just decided to fucking, you know, go AWOL.
Yeah. Seemed like she was like the rig driver.
Yeah, she's a badass. She has like a mechanical arm.
The way Charlize acted that was really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I enjoyed the acting. The the other problem I have is with Tom Hardy. Like Tom Hardy is normally so his facial expression acting is really good. Like he did a really good job in Batman, uh Dark Knight Rises, I think the third one was called, because he acts with his face most of the time. That's why Christopher Nolan wanted him. But some of the lines that he had were kind of trash in this film. I was just kind of like, are you trying to sound like Bane, or like what are you doing here?
Yeah, he just grunts a lot.
But his other, like, you know, like body acting or like facial expression acting is, you know, second to none. Um
Like the face he made, I loved when they were trying to fire the sniper rifle and they had only 4 bullets.
yeah,
And so he missed, or maybe 3. He missed 2.
I think it was,
And
yeah.
yeah, he missed. So they were down to like 1 or 2 bullets. And so just his face, she doesn't even have to ask. She's standing there, so she wants the gun. And he just he's like, she's right. So just his face he makes is so comical, where it's like, she's right. Like, give up the gun. You don't want to, but you missed 2. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. The game for this franchise is actually pretty decent. It's like a GTA-esque game,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's underrated.
Okay.
And you can get it for super cheap. Usually on the Steam sales or any other sales, it hovers around the range of like $5 to $10.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that might be something to look into if you're looking for another game to play. Open world.
That's cool. I'm trying to think. There's so many memes in this film. Like, you forget, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's bait.
that's bait.
That's my
Yeah.
That's my go-to. It
That's
works
good.
so well in text too because it pops up under the bait, so it's pointing at the bait.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah, I love it. So many good memes from this movie. It means it's a good movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, give it a shot. You have a
I
sound system,
somehow,
crank that shit up.
yeah, if you got HD, this nice screen, watch it on the big screen. Somehow convinced my mom to watch it. And I was like, because she was like, well, what movie are you watching? And I told her we were watching Mad Max. And she was like, oh, with Tina Turner. And I was like, no. Because remember, Tina Turner like sang the song in Thunderdome, I think.
Damn,
No, I don't know.
I
But
have
I
no
was
idea.
like, no, there's no Tina Turner in this one, Mom. But she wants to watch. She wants to give it a go. So I was like, well, don't really know what to tell you. It's an action movie, so I'm hoping she knows there'll be some violence, but I just wonder what she'll think about it. I think when she thinks action movie, she thinks like, oh, we're gonna watch Die Hard. Or she's like, have you ever seen that film True Lies? I like that action movie. And I was like, no. I have not seen that Jamie Lee Curtis. Who was it? Arnold Schwarzenegger or someone? Like, no.
Yeah, the governor. Yep.
Sorry, Mom. I saw Kindergarten Cop. Is that helpful?
You've never seen True Lies?
No.
Oh, there's
Should
like
I?
there's like an iconic, risque Jamie Lee Curtis like sequence. It gets referenced a lot.
All right. Are you sure you're not thinking of the one with Sharon Stone?
I'm 100% positive. I saw this as a kid. It's
Oh, okay.
it's etched into my brain.
All right. Jamie Lee
The
Curtis, Lou's
Arnold
crush.
impersonates some French guy with like a fucking Home Alone walkie-talkie little thing recorder. Anyway, so I'm finished.
Yeah. I love this movie. Everyone should watch it. Apparently my mom's going to. I'll come back to you guys with my mom's review.
Very bold.
I didn't tell her to watch it. And it wasn't those ones where I was like, not for moms. Like the time she was like, it's Game of Thrones everyone's talking about. And I was like, not for moms.
Definitely not for moms. Maybe. I don't know.
Depends what kind of mom you are, but definitely not my boomer mom, church lady mom. Nope.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much shebang bang in that show for moms. Anyway, that was Mad Max Fury Road. Check it out and get hype. There is more information about Furiosa, which is a prequel. Mad Max Fury Road. Next up, reluctantly, is WandaVision episode 9.
Why do you say reluctantly?
I don't want it to end. I really enjoyed this show.
Oh, it's bittersweet. I see.
Yeah. So the episode name was the series finale, and I think it's gonna stay that way. Surprise, surprise, no Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
no Reed Richards, no mutants. But they did lay the groundwork for a few movies ahead. So where do you want to start?
Uh, I don't know. You want to start at the beginning, I guess, where
So,
we
okay.
learn about. Go ahead.
No, finish what you were saying.
I was trying to remember what the beginning was, like if that's where we learned about Vision v Vision.
It was okay. So the episode picked up right where episode 8 left off, which was her calling her. I mean, Agatha calling her the Scarlet Witch, and she basically yeeted. Wanda yeeted a car at her, told the kids to get inside. And then Agatha disappeared for a little bit, and then uh Vision 2.0 came into the picture.
Dr.
She
Manhattan.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan came into the picture and started squeezing her head. She thought it was actual Vision, because he was the last time she saw him was in pieces. So they reconstructed the Vision, wiped his mind,
Yeah.
and programmed him to, destroy Wanda Maximoff and kill the Vision in the hex. So technically, he is, the real Vision because he actually has a vibranium body, and the Vision inside of the hex. While he does have powers, we do see how um he was made. He was made by the remnants of the time stone, or not the time stone, the mind stone in Wanda. So he is powerful, but he's only powerful inside of the hex, right? Like in
Right.
that area. So that's why he was, which doesn't make any sense to me because Tyler Hayward had there was a short screen that you saw where he was tracking both of the visions, and it was like Vibranium 1, Vibranium 2. And Vibranium like 2 was, I think, the newer vision that they brought back online.
Mm-hmm.
But the other vision, the one that we've seen for the past, 9 episodes, is not real. Like, he doesn't have any he has no physical matter. Like, anytime he tries to leave, he just disintegrates, right? Like, he's tied to the hex. So it was a little weird, but I guess that
Yeah.
was they try to like plug that hole, you know. But yeah, so they're fighting, and the Vision and the other Vision are fighting. We'll just call him White Vision because that's what he is. He's just completely pale white, and then we get the witch fight. So what did you think of Agatha? Did you like her as like the surprise villain? Like, did you see that coming at all?
No, I didn't. I knew something was weird with her, but I didn't realize that. Now, I got don't hate me. The fighting sequences, I was like, yeah, superheroes flying in the air, both very powerful. Like, they kind of lost me with those. Um I didn't find the action sequences very entertaining. And thus I feel
Was it
like
the Vision
Agatha,
one?
it was more the Agatha Scarlet Witch.
Hmm.
I liked hearing Paul Bettany go back and forth with himself for some reason.
Yeah, but they flipped it on its head because it was kind of like that brute force. I'm gonna fucking phase through you and like punch you type shit in the very
Mm-hmm.
beginning. Then it morphed into this like the ship of Theseus, right? That discussion or whatever, which I thought was pretty cool. How they handled that second half. Um, as far as like the Agatha and the Wanda stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like they set it up perfectly. I think in the other episode where you saw Agatha, suck the power out of her coven and I think her mom or something like that. So they set it up. It was kind of like, hidden in plain sight, like what her goal was to
Mm-hmm.
get Wanda. Now here's my theory. And this we could talk, let's shelf this. My theory about Wanda will shelf to the very end because there was a end credit scene that supports this. So we'll shelf that. So Agatha's whole spiel was to absorb Wanda's power. She felt that she was too powerful, wanted to take her power. That's what she wanted to do.
Power hungry.
It was a little bit there was some emotionally charged scenes towards like the very like the town square, and Agatha flipped it on her head. What did you think about that when she turned off the mind control and the people were speaking, of their own will to Wanda.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Weaponizing the people.
Did you like it? Were you into it?
Yeah, I guess I wanted her to see the full consequences of what had transpired.
Yeah.
There's a lot of victims here.
Yeah, so during that, Wanda gets a little mad. She has like a, typical Olsen twins breakdown, starts choking everybody. And she finally decides, okay, you motherfuckers want to leave? You can leave. So she starts opening the hex, which in turn makes what's his face? Tyler Hayward go inside of the hex. So they're in. Um the one weak thing about this episode with that character in specific is, why would he turn a gun on the kids? That's
Yeah, it
not
seems
his
like
goal.
like a real monstrous thing to do.
Yeah, why would you like shoot kids? Like, I understand like you're trying to show Monica Rambeau's power, how she fucking ate those bullets. I get it. But she wasn't even the target. She just jumped in front of him. That seems really out of character. I mean, like, yeah, I get you're a shitbag, but are you a shoot a kid shitbag? I don't know. That was a little unbelievable to me, at least. So yeah, blah blah blah. We're gonna fight for our home, and they do. So Agatha and Wanda are fighting in the, flying and shit and fighting. The twist was that she was setting up runes, like messing up on purpose, which I thought was like clever. Turn your shit on Mr. Miyagi, like, you fucking wipe on, wipe off.
Got her.
The Vision ship of Theseus was pretty cool in my opinion, and that's pretty much it, right? Like, everything gets resolved. Like, the hex is gone. Very emotionally charged. Goodbye scenes between Wanda, Sean, and the kids. I don't think the kids knew what was going on, right? But that's neither here nor there.
Well, you can even argue like the kids weren't even real.
Well, okay, we'll talk about that in a second.
The end, did it get you?
In what way? What specific part are you referring to?
I don't know, just the goodbye of what got me. Geez, try not to cry about it again, is the knowing you have to say goodbye, but it's like a decision that you have to make to like walk out the door or take the action that ends something that means the beginning of grief.
Yeah. I mean, but she was feeling grief. Grief is what spawned this, right?
Yeah.
Like, this whole world was made from grief, and it was Agatha made the claim that it was always flawed from the beginning, and it was doing well in the very start of the show, and this just progressively got worse, right? So yeah, I do think that the very end was it was an emotional like scene. It was meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye. Her boyfriend, she had to kill, witness him get rewound back and then killed immediately.
Right.
Got snapped for 5 years, and the first thing that she does is she's coming back to go fight, the motherfucker that killed him, that has no recollection of who she is, because he's from 2014, not 2018 or 2019. 5 years before the events of Infinity War. The whole thing. If you don't know, just watch the movies. So following immediately after, of course she's heartbroken. She's experiencing grief. They made a good point throughout the show to like harping on the fact that these two were like made for one another. They're like oddballs. Like they're just weird. And they found, solidarity in one another. And that was taken away from her.
Mm-hmm.
He's no longer there. Like Vision is not a human. He's a machine. And I also think that she can't read his thoughts. So that's why they kind of like, go together.
Mm.
And they're both very powerful. Talk about that later. So anyway, yeah, I thought the goodbye was good. It accomplished what the movies didn't. Right? Like 1 minute they're just like chilling and fighting. The next minute they're like running off with one another. And then the next minute, she's killing him and then he's dying again. Like they didn't build up that relationship. They've done that multiple times with Scarlett Johansson and what's his name? Mark Ruffalo, Black Widow and the Hulk. Like they were some weird like romance shit and then like they kind of just stopped it. Like cold turkey. And then made a cringe joke about it later. So they don't do those like intimate moments or whatever in the movies too well. So I think they redeem themselves in this, short series of 9 episodes. So yeah, that was great. So let's talk about the end. She turns into the Scarlet Witch. She has her own costume now. Her costume looks badass. Did you like her costume with her little crown thing? Yeah. It was chef's kiss. It was really good. I've heard multiple people say that, it was badass seeing her get her own costume. I fully agree with. And so we realized that Wanda's been in this house, or technically in this house, still in her hoodie. So here's my theory. The show ends. She realizes that people are going to hate her. She can't change what it is. She's going to do everything in her power to understand. She basically casts Agatha to stay in Westview, takes her power to stay in Westview so that she could use her. She puts her in a permanent nosy neighbor loop. So she's like, gotcha, bitch. You want to be a nosy neighbor? That's the part you chose? Bang. That's what you're going to be. Till I tell you that you're not. So, and then obviously Westview's a fucking dump. If you've seen it, there's like boarded up houses. She did them a favor, but whatever. That's just my opinion.
Got him. Well.
So, sorry, I was blowing my nose. Didn't want you to hear that.
That's kind of you.
Okay. So, show ends. She rides off without a broom. Missed opportunity.
True.
Okay. So, the 2 end credit scenes. Monica Rambeau is obviously... Tyler Hayward's gone. He's been arrested for being a shitbag. What was her name? Kat Dennings' character?
I don't know.
Kat Dennings' character, literally, she just pops in at the very end and just like, yeah, my scenes are done. She's just gonna smash into him so he can't get out with her little honky truck. And Monica Rambeau in the first mid-credit scene is called to the theater. Well, a scroll shows up and says that he wants to see you. Where? Up there, meaning space. Yeah. They're setting up Captain Marvel 2. That's being set up. I think the leaks thought that Doctor Strange was going to be in this show because they probably only saw the script. And the Sorcerer Supreme, Wanda was mentioned to be more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, which is Doctor Strange. So I think they saw that and thought that he would be coming, but he didn't. He didn't show up at all. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess cool. Like leave him in his, own movie and then, dump Wanda in there, copy paste. In the second film, which we're gonna go backwards. The second film that they referenced in the second end credit scene was, I believe, Wanda and Sokovia or something like that, in a cabin, drinking some tea, and in one fell swoop, they showed her picking up her tea and then her being in the room simultaneously in her costume, looking at the book that she took from Agatha. And what we hear is her kids in the book. So that's setting up Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
So are you disappointed we didn't get Doctor Strange, or were you like, meh?
Meh. He doesn't need to show up here.
Meh.
Yeah, I'm okay with him not showing up. But so here's my theory. Since we saw Wanda being in the room and having, I want to say, a projection of her drinking tea and acting normal, this is what was happening inside of the hex. And as her grief consumed her, she couldn't control it anymore. And I think at a certain point, and I think this is supported by Monica Rambeau's interaction with Wanda on her asking about Pietro and Ultron, where she was like, "What did you say?" Like a normal person of conscious mind would have been like, "What?" Not "What did you say?" Like it was like her thoughts were being filtered and delivered, and there was a response being delivered. So I think she was doing this like projection thing in the first few episodes that we saw. Everything was going chef's kiss without a hitch, and then it just got progressively worse throughout the thing. And then Agatha didn't attack or reveal herself until closer to the end, because I think that Wanda came out of the projection, and then at some point the projection wasn't a projection and it was her like living this thing, like trying to be with Vision. And then that's when Agatha noticed it. That's when she was like fucking things up so that she could draw Wanda out. That's what I think. So basically what's being set up now is the Multiverse of Madness, which is Doctor Strange. I think that they're trying to play with the idea that her kids are actually alive in another multiverse, another universe, where the Vision lives and they have kids. Also, we forgot to mention that the fight between the Vision ends in, Pale Vision asking for some more information from the Vision. He's like, "Aren't you the real Vision?" He's like, "I don't really have a body." He's like, "But you do." He realizes that he's being programmed as a weapon to be controlled. And what he does is he like iPhone fucking like fingerprint scans his little thing on his head. It's not even the Mind Stone. Who knows what it is? It's the new Apple chip. That's what it is. And I think he like uploads himself. So they might be like, "Oh, you might be seeing the Vision." Well, they might have just like revived the Vision character. So, because one half, the one in the hex, has all the memories, because you saw everything, right? Like you saw the Ultron stuff, you saw him dying, you saw everything. So you could assume that he knows that shit because of Agatha dumping the information that he died and he was an Avenger. So he probably looked that shit up. Google, right? Or Bing. He's a Bing guy. And it's like two peas in a pod, right? So the Vision, and he said this in the very end, in an emotionally charged ending. He said We've said goodbye once before. It stands to reason that we'll say hello again. Right? So
Like that.
I'm impressed, to say the least, that Marvel would take a risk on this show, put it on Disney Plus, and flesh out some of the things. If they could do this like once or twice a year, filling out the gaps of their MCU, like the MCU is on hold. It's not going to be, until later this year or maybe next year. That movies are going to start coming out when things start getting back to normal. Hopefully, wear your fucking mask, please. I'm okay with that. I really enjoyed WandaVision. I'm sad that it had to end, but we have the Winter Soldier to look forward to, and Falcon, Anthony Mackie, and Sebastian Stan.
Can't wait.
I can't
and
wait
it's
either.
going to be so different from that too. That's what's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, will there ever be another show like WandaVision?
No, from my knowledge, I believe that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was supposed to be the beginning of the Disney show, the Disney Plus shows, and the whole pandemic switched it, where WandaVision comes first, then Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So personally, for me, I'm gonna go take that with a grain of salt and not hold the Falcon and the Winter Soldier up to a high standard, because it's gonna be a vastly different show. Like, they have so many creative like freedoms in the whole Wanda thing, where they could pull off 60s, 50s episodes in 2000s and make it like quirky and like whimsical. I don't think we're gonna get that in the Falcon and Winter Soldier thing. I think you're gonna get more of like that textbook like Marvel shit. Like mostly the Winter Soldier or maybe like Civil War type stuff. So I don't know. I'm okay with it, but I know a lot of people won't.
I'm okay with it too. I mean, I'll definitely miss this show. It was so unique and such a special little gem. But like I said, it's such a contained little thing in my mind.
Yeah. And that's what makes it so fun, is that they could do whatever the fuck they want, but whenever the hex comes down, everything goes back to normal.
True.
It's technically like no consequences besides the ones that they take. The residual like cascading effects of what happened. Like the Monica Rambeau, obviously she's gonna be Photon later. That's gonna play out in the Marvel, Captain Marvel film. So I'm excited. I enjoyed all these actors. I hope they bring back the Vision. Paul Bettany won me over.
Yeah.
It was kind of iffy for me as like the Vision in not his traditional like role, but then he won me over like maybe halfway through. So, and his range is crazy because he played the two Visions, one cold-blooded killer and then one very animated, fun type of Vision. Like,
fun dad Vision.
right. So, yeah, bravo to him. Bravo to Elizabeth Olsen too. Fantastic acting. She is really, really good, and I think she's underrated.
She is. She did like an indie film, I feel like, before this. So before she was the Scarlet Witch. So yeah, she seems to have come out of nowhere.
Yep.
Except for the fact that her family is loaded.
Yep, and famous, or was famous.
Well, do you have anything to add to WandaVision?
Nope. If you are on the fence about this and you've listened to all the spoilers, just watch it. It's a fun show. It's fully come out. I could 100% recommend it. 2 weeks ago. It is fun. Watch it. And we'll have a week off from any shows to mention. Maybe we'll watch something like a one-off or something. Maybe like an anime movie and talk about it. But the podcast that is supposed to release the 26th is when we'll have Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes to review. I don't know if we're going to get 1 or 2. So,
Hopefully, too.
yeah, I hope so. Do you have anything to add?
No, I don't have anything to add right now. Just thanks for listening, everybody. We enjoy doing this every week, so thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to check us out at LowerBitrate.com to get the Discord link for movie nights.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.